Lesson 12.1 is about prisms. Okay, first to define a prism and give a few examples of the types of prisms we can have. A prism is a three-dimensional solid that is formed by two bases, and the bases can be any kind of polygon. They can be squares, rectangles, hexagons, pentagons, triangles, and those bases lie in two parallel planes, and they are joined by lateral faces, and the lateral faces always are rectangles. So if we stand and we look at it in the position that I have this example in, the bases are on the bottom and the top, and the sides of this rectangular prism are all the lateral faces. And then the lateral edges are just the corner points of where the lateral faces join, and those edges are perpendicular, as are the lateral faces, to the bases. And we measure the height of a prism because these are all right angles that those edges form with the base, and we measure the height as an altitude between the two bases, or just the length of a lateral edge. As for the formulas to find the surface area and volume of any prism, it's best to first take a look at the prism and take a look at the bases and find two things. Find the perimeter of the bases and find the area of the bases. And you use those. This is the order I would suggest. If you can find the perimeter of the base and the area of the base, first find the lateral area. You multiply the perimeter of the base by the height of the prism. And then to find the volume, you take the area of the base times the height of the prism. And then total area uses lateral area, and to find the total area, you add up the lateral area plus two base areas. So you add the top base and the bottom base. So again, if you first find the perimeter of the base and the area of the base, and you know the height, you can compute the surface areas and the volume. Okay, so let's use an example of a rectangular prism that has a rectangular base that's 8 by 4 and a height of 10, and let's find the lateral area, total area, and volume of these. So first we want to find, with respect to the base, remember we want to find the perimeter of the base. So the perimeter of the base, and the reason we use the perimeter of the base is if we think of the four lateral faces that are in this rectangular base, they all have a height of 10. And we could look at this as if there was one wrapper around this entire carton, if this was an upright carton, and I split the wrapper and laid it out, I would have basically captured the entire perimeter, and if I laid it out, the wrapper, it would look like a rectangle. And the front panel would be 8 by 10, and the right side panel would be 4 by 10, and the back panel would be 8 by 10, and the panel on the left, that lateral face, would have an area of 4 by 10. So really, it's just 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4, which is a perimeter of 24, and a height of 10. So the perimeter would be 24. And the area of the base, the 8 by 4 rectangle, would be 8 times 4, or 32, and that would be in square units. So the lateral area is perimeter times height, or 24 times 10, or 240 square units. And the total area is the lateral area plus the two base areas. So we already found our lateral area here. So the total area is 240 plus two base areas, and we found that already. So 2 times 32. So 240 plus 64, or 304. And that's also going to be in square units. And lastly, the volume is the area of the base, or 32, times the height of 10, or 320, and that, of course, is going to be in cubic units. Okay, in this next little example, we have a right triangular prism with base edges 5, 12, and 13. And as we know, that's a right triangle. So the bases are 5, 12, 13 right triangles. And the volume of this prism is 450 cubic units, and we're asked to find the height. So I've drawn the base, the 5, 12, 13 triangle, and the first thing to do is to find the perimeter of it. So of course the perimeter is 5 plus 12 plus 13, or 30 units. And then the base area, well, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height of the triangle itself. So in this case, it would be 1/2. It's a right triangle, so the 5 and the 12 are a base and a height. So 1/2 times 5 times 12. So half is 60, or 30, and that's an area in 30 square units. So then we just use our algebra. We're told the volume of the right prism is 450, and we have to find the height of the prism itself. So to find the height of the prism, I'm going to use the formula for volume. The volume is the base area times the height, because I know the base area, and then I can solve for the height, which is unknown. So filling in, because I know that the volume is 450, and it's equal to the base area, which I already computed up above as 30 square units, times h, the height. And then it's just simply dividing both sides by 30 to find that the height of the prism must be 15 units. So be sure to make pictures, and as long as you accurately compute the perimeter of your base and the area of your base, they're the basis for your future computations regarding areas and volumes of these prisms. And that's it.